Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well, and peace and blessings on all you brethren teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. To the 144,000, the house of David, shalom, and to the few Akwaf that listen and subscribe unto this truth, peace unto you too. It's the brother Dama Gabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson. The Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And as I was going through particular articles, I came across this article from Zero Hedge titled "Where Central Banks Has Issued Digital Currencies." And if you don't know anything about central bank digital currencies, this is, where the elites are planning to, this is what will be your future currency under their new world order. All right, you're no longer going to have dollar bills or physical cash, paper money, any tangible type of money, that you could, store in your, that you can hide under your bed, that you can put in a suitcase and bury in your backyard, any type, any form of money, that's that can escape the hands or money that you can basically stash without the government having any idea of it. It's all going to be a thing of the past. All right. And they're moving all nations towards these central bank digital currencies, which are going to be controlled by your, controlled by the so-called government. This is going to be money that's going to be issued to you by them. All right. You're not going to be able to just, make money outside of the control of the government in the near future. And this is why you see such a, all these different nations' currencies collapsing, which is why you're seeing all the uprisings in countries, for example, like in Sri Lanka, is because their currency has totally become useless. So therefore now they're over there, gas rationing. They're basically, their economy has collapsed, and they're basically waiting for this new world order to be established so that these elites can take over that country and charagma up all the citizens and have the complete control over them, which is the goal for the whole world. All right, and every so-called sovereign nation will be under the control over these central bank digital currencies, which you will not be able to buy or sell unless you have a central bank, a central bank digital currency, which will be linked basically to your government, which will basically be linked to your charagma, and you will be a slave, man, pretty much. So I wanted to read some of this article because it brings out some good points, but I just, just further to show you that, look, this central bank digital currency, which will lead to the MOTB, the mark of the what, is a global thing happening. It's not just happening in China. It's not just happening in, in particular parts of the world. This article is going to show you that eventually the whole goddamn world will, be under this new system of control. And it's exactly what it is. It's a system of control, which you will not be able to wiggle around or move outside of it. This devil will have complete and total tight control over you. And he's going to do it through, these central banks digital currencies, which is going to ultimately lead to you buying or selling or having any type of identity in this new system will be linked to this. All right. It says the value of Bitcoins and NFTs may have fallen over the past year, but a different approach to cryptocurrency is growing in popularity around the world while showcasing a totally different face of the blockchain. At Statista, Katharina Buchholz details below, central bank digital currencies are controlled by governments like traditional currencies are, and therefore represent the polar opposite of the idea of decentralized, non-traceable Bitcoins. You see, because this money will be traceable, it will be trackable. They're going to have complete control over it, man. They're even going to be able to have, this new CBDC digital beast system money, if I'll use that to explain it, will be controlled, man. You won't be able, they're going to have total control, and they can even shut it off if they want to. They can even, tell you how much you can spend and how much you can't spend. If they want to just, take it from you, guess what? They'll have the ability to take it from you and you will have nothing. Not like now, you can have a bank account. Now, he's talking freeze your bank account in this system. But if you've been stashing physical cash in your house for decades and decades, hey, they don't have control over that money. So they can still, they can freeze your bank accounts. But if you have, physical cash hidden somewhere, then guess what? You still can move around. You still can buy and sell. You still can operate outside of their control a little bit. But with this new system, that won't exist, man. All right, and this is why it's a beast system. This is the system, the system of the Antichrist, man, and it's all going to lead to the MOTB, as we've been telling you here at Great Millstone. It says several small nations, and as of October 2021, Nigeria has launched central bank digital currencies, and several more populous countries are getting ready to jump aboard in a different crypto hype train. It says, according to the Central Bank Digital Currency Tracker by Atlantic Council, CBDCs were launched even earlier than in Nigeria and Caribbean countries, for example, in the Bahamas, Grenada, Dominica, and St. Lucia, which these countries are, they're pretty much already on board to be a part of this beast system. Now, they haven't, made the MOTB mandatory, around the whole world as is prophesied, but basically these different island countries are basically ignorantly already setting themselves up, to be charagma'd up, to be a part of this new system, but in their minds, they're thinking it's peace. They're thinking that they're setting themselves up to, to be successful in the future. But really, they have no idea what the hell they're getting involved in, man. It says the sand dollar of the Bahamas was the first central bank digital currency of the world upon its launch in 2019 and cleared the way for a rapid adoption around the region's smaller nations. Here we go right here. It says where digital banks have issued digital currencies. It says central bank digital currencies launched, under development, or considered around the world, which eventually it will be the whole world. All right. And you can see the countries that have already issued it are the Bahamas, Jamaica, Nigeria, St. Lucia, Montserrat, St. Kitts, Antigua, and Barbuda, So a lot, and who were living in those countries? Jakes, Israelites, man. So you can see a lot of these island countries, they're already positioning themselves to be a part of this beast system once it officially kicks off. And once, all of the, when the American dollar crashes and it's no longer the world reserve currency and all currencies as we know it are done away with, and they bring in this central bank digital currencies, which is this beast money, which will be attached to a charagma. These countries are already setting themselves up, to be a part of it. As you can see, a lot of these countries have pilots. A lot of these countries, the yellow says exploring digital currencies, which they're, like it says America, all these yellow countries are exploring it, which shows you that eventually they are going to do it. All right. They're showing you that, oh, they're all considering it. Look, this is going to be a global event, man. All countries around the world, the whole map, as you can see it, will eventually be using these central bank digital currencies, which will be controlled by these elites, which is basically going to be a beast slave system. And you will need your charagma in the future in order to operate. All right. Because that's where they're going to keep all of your information. That's how they're going to track you. That's how they're going to, keep tabs on you, man. And how the hell you think you're going to be issued your central bank digital currencies in the future is going to be through your charagma. You're going to have to go into these turnstiles. And if you want to go into a store, you're going to have to scan your charagma, scan your right hand, your forehead, your left hand, wherever you're going to have this charagma implanted in you, because it's going to be hand in glove involved with this system. And that's how you're going to buy and sell. And that's, how they're going to track every single person on the planet Earth is through your purchases and through, your charagma. It says, do I want to read this? No, because it just tells you right here how, the Chinese have already been setting up this shit. They just haven't really, they're like the model system. And they show you that over there through this, through that system is how they have basically control over all of their citizens, because their behaviors is linked with their privileges. So if they're doing too much, hey, they'll be punished. They can't travel. They can't do this. They get fined. They can go to prison, And that's the model that these elites are going to use for this global system eventually. But I want to jump down here. It says another reason for some governments to champion official digital currencies is the collection of data. Yeah, they want to have data on you, man, because they want to know where you're going, what you're buying. They need all the information and the data upon you. And basically, all your data and your information will be upon your charagma. All right. On your mark of the what. And that's why they're trying to collect data on every single person so that nobody can move outside of this new beast system, because eventually that's going to be the only way you're going to be able to buy or sell is if you are down with this system. You're going to, you're going to allow yourself to be chipped up and tagged and traced. And your social credit score, everything about you, how you get your money, how your CBDCs are issued, your social credit score will all be, linked to your Charagma, man. All right. It says ubiquitous digital payments, which ubiquitous means it means like it's everywhere. All right. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you like eventually in the future, if you have your Charagma here in America, you can go anywhere on the planet Earth and buy or sell, because it's going to be one whole global system. It'll all be linked. It's not like now when if I was to leave America and to go to, let's say, Canada or somewhere where I have to, have a money exchange and turn my dollars into their currency, you won't have to do that anymore, right? It's because it's going to be a global, one big global, financial system. So you'll be able to go anywhere and they'll be able to track and trace and, know who you are, where you're coming from, if you had your, if you're up to date on all your shots, if you're even legally able to be there, they'll be able to, track you at any moment, man. All right. It says ubiquitous digital payments and tight government surveillance have led to a plethora of payment data already available to Chinese administrators. This knowledge on how people spend money will only grow with the implementation of the digital yuan, even though the country's central bank has said it will limit traceability and create what it calls controllable anonymity, which is complete bullshit, all right? Because this whole thing is about having control and traceability and to track you and to monitor you every step, every move, every word, every thought, every single thing that you do will be tracked and traced, man. And it will be constantly either, it'll either be, and it can be held against you, man. If you're doing particular things, hey, that can be held against you. You can be instantly and in real time penalized, man. Whether it's you won't be able to travel, whether they'll just, they won't allow you to go. Let's say, they've been tracking you and they know that you love to shop at a particular store. Hey, part of your punishment be you won't be able to even to enter that store and to buy those things that you like there because, hey, your social credit score has just dropped by a particular amount of points. So you're being punished. Or you can go into a particular store and, let's say they say that your Charagma allows you to buy only so much amount of chicken per month. And guess what? Since you did what you did that they didn't like, they can restrict you from being able to, allowing your Charagma to buy those particular purchases, man. So it's just a complete, total slave system, man. That once you sign up onto it, man, you're not going to be able to escape out of it. You're going to be totally locked in it. And basically, controllable, It says, with the launch of the digital currency, every yuan in circulation will either exist as a physical or as a digital currency. No, it's going to be a digital currency. Because remember, you're not going to have physical money anymore. All right. All of your currency will be digital. It will be based upon your behavior. It's going to be directly, issued on your Charagma, man. It says, with the launch of digital currency, every yuan in circulation will either exist as physical or as digital currency. Analysts expect the Chinese government to raise the amount of digital currency in the future, thereby lowering the amount of physical currency available in the market. You see, so there's not going to be no physical money in the future, man. Because if you have physical money, then that means that you can physically, have that physical money out of their control, which they want total control. That's not going to work like that, man. It's all going to be digital. Everything is going to be digital, man. Nothing is going to be not going to be any physical money, because if you have physical money, then that means that you could operate outside of their control. You can barter, you can trade, you can do particular things, I just don't see that happening, It says analysts expect it. Oh, no, I read that. It says some even think that China plans to make all yuan digital at one point. No fucking shit. Duh. That's the whole point. It says other countries which are in a CBDC pilot phase include Russia, Thailand, Malaysia, South Korea, Sweden, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, because these elites, this is the plan at the end of the day. They're saying they're considering it. No, this will be the way that money and, that every country on the planet will operate in the near future. And it'll be totally under the control over these elites, man. This is their plan. This is what they're trying to do. And this is what a lot of people are ignorant to. They don't even know that as they're intentionally imploding the American dollar and all of these other currencies around the world, that this is their end goal. It says it is unclear, however, which program could see a proper launch next. Concrete plans to launch a CBDC were recorded by the source in Canada, Australia, Brazil, and India, among others. The digital euro is also in its development phase with a pilot scheduled for 2023, blah, blah, blah. The point is they're just waiting for the right crisis to implement this shit globally, all right? And this is their plan. It'll be everywhere, all right? It's not going to be nowhere. Or some countries are going to say, no, you know what? We're going to just stick to the old plan. No, you're not, all right? Because they're moving the whole earth into this system. Where was I? Here we go. It says, as Alt Markets Brandon Smith detailed previously, with the introduction of CBDCs in the wake of a stagflationary crash, the central banks could call for a new global network of currencies to stop such a crisis from ever happening again. And this is what they're going to do. This is the plan, man. All right. They're going to create a crisis to where, they're going to pull the plug, especially on the American dollar, which is the world reserve currency. And they're going to say, well, in order for us to fix this, we have a great idea. We have a great new system in place to where it'll never fail again. We can never have this problem again. And it's going to be the CBDCs through what you know as the mark of the beast, man. Point blank, period. It says the BIS and the IMF will be ready and waiting with the SDR basket or something very similar because they already had this shit in plan, man. The system is already created. It's already ready. Like I said, they're just waiting for the right crises to bring it in. Let enough blood spill in the streets and enough chaos and enough turmoil, and then, hey, they're going to come with the answers that order out of chaos, man. It says the bankers will remove all physical money over a short period of time, and a global digital system will take over. Like I said, read Revelations 13 and 16. All privacy and trade will be gone except for those people involved in barter, black markets, and commodities, which if you are trying to operate like that, eventually it's going to run dry and it's going to run out. And, they're going to lead all roads are going to lead to you having to come into the system. All right. It says the advent of CBDCs could also mean that money and economic participation will become privileges. Right. Because if you don't get down with this system, you won't be able to participate in anything that deals with money, buying or selling, having a house, having a home, having an identity. You're going to have to come to this eventually, and that's what they're planning on doing. This is why, this is prophesied to happen. It says not rights. Digital trade could be tied to a social credit system like much the one that exists in communist China. And like I said earlier, that's the model. All right. China is like the ultimate testing ground for this whole system, man. And eventually, it's going to be global. It says want access to your checking and saving accounts, which after this shit implodes, you're not going to have that, man. Even in this new B system, you're not going to have a savings account because all of your money will be, they have total control. It can be put on a timer. It can be burned at any moment, man. They're going to tell you what you can buy and what you can't buy, man. And it's all going to be based on your consumption and how much carbon you're using, how much damage it does to the economy, if it's good for you, if you're eating too much of a particular thing. It's just going to be a slave all around in this system, man. All right. It says, better not say anything critical of the establishment, or you could be reported by a neighbor or a stranger by cell phone app and have your money disappear in seconds, you see? And that's what this CBDC is all about. Total control, man. And if you do anything outside of outside of the narrative, anything that they don't like, through this system, they can totally erase your government issued CBDCs, man. Just like that. At the blink of an eye, bam, you're at zero. So you can't what? You cannot buy or sell or feed your family or exist. It's a total system of ultimate control, man. All right. If you wake up and say, look, I don't believe in homosexuality and that's against the agenda, you come against the alphabet group or you come up against any, form of the system, there's going to be instantaneous punishments, man. And all they got to do is just shut you out. You can't buy and sell. Then what you're going to do? You'll be ostracized. You'll be dead pretty much from the system. You won't be able to operate. You won't be able to exist. And then it'll get to the point to where if these people know that, look, John's been he's been punished. He's been word crimes. He's been talking against the government. And then guess what? The people know that any association with you is going to cause them to be punished. So therefore, here it is. You got a neighbor or a brother who knows that you're being punished because you're saying too much and you're bucking up against the system. They can be penalized for even associating with you what do you think they're going to do? They're going to stay away from you. They're not going to help you. They're not going to give you food. They're not going to, try to give you any helping hand, because that can be a crime that where they can be punished in the same way. So it's going to totally leave you isolated from these other sheeple and these other, beast system slaves, man. So you can see, where this shit is headed, man. And that's why, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, hey, we're going to be willing to lose our life instead of try to save our life to join into this beast system and worship Esau. Because basically he's trying to, Salaki, he's basically going to try to, he's basically going to become God to you, man. It says, the onus will then be on you to prove that you are loyal and get access back. You are guilty until proven innocent. See, and you're a total slave, man. It says maybe you don't want to take the next untested mRNA for the next dubious pandemic threat. You'll have little choice if your ability to function economically is controlled digitally. This is why it's talking about the MOTB, the mark of the beast. This is what it's speaking about in Revelations 13 and 16, man. And this is the system that we see slowly creeping into existence, man. That's why you're seeing such stagflation and inflation and all of these economies basically going under, because this is all their plan. And eventually it's going to happen over there in NATO and Europe, and eventually it'll happen here in America, and they're going to have the perfect remedy, the perfect system to get things back on track. But little do you know that it's going to sound good. They're going to package it up real good to make it seem like it's going to solve the whole economic problem. But really, it's all just a slave system, man. It says, this is the world we are facing if we allow central banks to fully digitize money and trade. It's a nightmare environment of complete authoritarianism. The public at large is mostly unaware of the incredible danger inherent in CBDCs, and they must be educated before the current crisis grows so large that they can no longer focus on anything other than their own problems, you see? And this is what we've been out here warning Jake about, man. But, Jake is fucking hard-headed, man. They don't listen. They don't want to wake up. They really believe that that Esau has their best interest at heart, man. But he doesn't, man. This man is the devil and Satan and the wicked. All right. This is Psalms 140:1. It says, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. And, the Lord has done that because he has given us a spirit to see and to understand, and to link, these CBDCs to prophecy and to the mark of the what, and how this devil was slowly bringing in this system to enslave all of humanity, man. And we're here to give our people a warning. But as we know, 2/3 are not going to listen. They're not going to take heed. They're going to be deceived and, snared in this trap, man, and ultimately be destroyed. But hey, they are without an excuse because we are giving them warning. We are out here prophesying and trying to let our, and give our people the understanding. It says, which imagine mischiefs in his heart. And this whole plan of the CBDC is a mischievous plan that these elites have been planning. But they're going to present it as salvation, as, a way that mankind can be saved and the chaos can stop and humanity can get back on track and we could, save the earth and, which is all bullshit and lies, man. It says, continually are they gathered together for war. You're right. This is a act of war that they're issuing. The CBDCs. It's an act of war, and the end result is going to be you people will be prisoners of war and enslaved in this system. It says they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Selah. It says, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. All right, because we know that this is going to be the ultimate plan to overthrow the goings of the elect, because if you succumb and be deceived and you receive this mark, man, hey, you're going to be destroyed. You're basically telling basically saying that Esau is your God, and that's who you worship, and you're going to push Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to the side and choose death rather than life, man. And this is these elites' plans, man. They know exactly what they're doing. All right. This is not just some random thing, some random system that they're implementing. They know what it encases. It's a way for them to try to get their birthright back, but, hey, the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, for giving us the eyes to see and the ears to hear and to be privy to these things, man. And to know that when this comes upon the earth, to have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, even unto death. And don't bow down to this. Don't be deceived, man. Don't be led astray by this devil, because we ultimately knows, what this all entails. It says the proud has hid a snare for me in cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me, Selah. And what are gins? Are traps. And this is ultimately a trap, man. This whole system, man, that this devil is about to implement. This whole article is just showing you this is that net and that snare and that trap that these elites are setting. Where is it? Are setting over the whole earth, man, which this map shows you, man. This is the whole trap for the whole planet Earth, man. And we know 2/3 of our people are going to fall right in it, man. All right. Read a little bit more. It says, I have said unto the Lord, thou art my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O God, O power, our Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Lord, the desire of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Salah. And that's, what these devils are trying to do with this system, man. And in their minds, they're going to be successful. In their minds, they've already set the trap. The people are unaware, and they really believe in their heart of hearts that they're going to be successful, man. That's why scriptures tell you that, their inward heart is that their houses shall continue forever. They really believe they're going to upset prophecy and get this whole system and ensnare and entrap and deceive every person on the planet Earth to fall into this system, man. But as we know, prophecy says otherwise, man. And that's why our trust and our faith is in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because we see what this devil is doing. We know how it's going to end for him. But in the meantime, we have to, pray, fast, and have faith that the Lord is going to preserve his elect as he said he would, and be faithful and don't fall for this trap, man. Endure the sufferings, endure being blackballed and ostracized and being, set aside from this society, and just to trust in the Lord, because he's going to deliver us and save us and destroy this whole plan of this damn devil, man. It says, as for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them, and let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again, which is Esau, which is ultimately going to happen, man. The Lord's going to overthrow this new world order and destroy him and allow these nukes to be shot on him, man. We just have to remain faithful and trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and we're going to be delivered, because the Lord is going to destroy this whole new world order plans, man. All of it is going to go up in smoke and in flames. But we just have to remain faithful and trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and the Lord's going to beam us up at the same time as he's destroying this place with nuclear fire, man. All right, last precept on the roll, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, right, and that's what this whole CBDC plan is going to be. They're going to tell you, oh, this is peace. This is going to be safety. This is going to set the course of the earth back into peace, into quietness. We got a new system. It's never going to fail. It's never going to implode. It's never going to leave people, homeless, or everybody's going to have a fair share. You get your universal basic income. You can have money, have family, have a house, which is all complete lies and horseshit, man. But like I said, they're going to, try to bring the order out of the chaos, or the peace out of the destruction, It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Right, because we see what's going on. We know the road that this thing leads to. It says that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others. Right, because Jake is sleeping. 2/3 of our people, if you ask them what a CBDC was, they wouldn't know what the hell it was, man. They'll probably tell you, they'll probably think it's a fucking rap group or a music group or some new trend or something. Because they're ignorant to what the hell is really going on in the world as far as prophecy is concerned. Only thing Jake is worried about is partying and bullshitting and setting TikTok trends, man. All right. They're not looking at geopolitical news. They're not paying attention to what's going on in Sri Lanka and the uprisings going on all over the world. the financial situations, how the dollar is imploding, why everything is getting so expensive. The average Negro, Latino, and Native American don't know why those things are happening, and they don't care. So therefore, they're asleep, man. They're in the darkness. They're not in the light. And they're going to remain that way until they be deceived and deceived by Esau to taking that damn Charagma, man. It says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation, which is ultimately this truth. That this is our armor. This is what's protecting us. This is what's going to keep us, delivered and safe from all the wiles and tricks of Esau, man. It says, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And one of the ways that the Lord has appointed us unto salvation, Lord willing, with the elect, is through this wisdom and this knowledge, man. He has given us the eyesight. We see what these elites are doing. We see what Esau is trying to implement in this New World Order plans and how it's going to happen, And the Lord has made us privy to that, and we see and we know, and we're building up our faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai so that we can be delivered from these things in these last days, man. But part of it first is giving our people warning and letting them know what's happening so that they could repent and have a chance at salvation. But as we know, 2/3 is just not going to happen. It's going to fall on deaf ears. But for those who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, these lessons are for you so that you can know what time we're living in. And, when you see things like this, to be aware, and don't, take it for granted. Don't think it's just something that's just random. But no, it's all, a part of prophecy, and it's all, going to come to pass as, the prophets say that it's going to come to pass. So you can't be ignorant of these things, man. And just prepare yourself and just keep watching and stay sober, stay humble, keep trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, the Lord's going to make a way for us to escape these things, man. But in the meantime, hey, we have to give Jake warning. We have to let him know what's happening before it happens via being prophets. So, hey, with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call hello Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Until the next Shalom.